Hey guys, Mike here from Street Speed 717, 24 years into the future. No, just kidding. Hey guys, looking at possibly purchasing the Porsche Panamera, the new one. And I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what the new Panamera is all about. So, picked this up today from the dealership. We're going to take it for a little spin. This is the 4S model. They actually had a turbo too, but if I'm thinking about getting one for my wife, it's probably not going to be the turbo. I did have a 2013 turbo in white, as a matter of fact. But anyway, this is the 4S. You can see they made the taillights really sleek on these. And they also took a little bit away. Oh, my gas cap's popped there. Or maybe it's broke. It's broke already. Oh, there we go. So what they did on the new Panamera is it's less rounded here, and they brought the rear down a little bit. The old one came up a little bit higher. I was told it was because one of the engineers of the original Panamera was a little tall, and he wanted to make sure he could fit in the rear seat. So again, let's kind of do a little walk around, go for a spin. Front end looks very similar. You know, I asked my wife when we went and took a look at it. She's like, I don't think it looks a whole lot different, Ryan. But I can see some subtle differences in the car. So let's take a look inside. What do you think? What do you think? Should we take it for a spin? Let's do it. All right, so this is the interior of the new Panamera 4S. So a couple cool things I noticed as I picked it up to the dealer and drove it home here. One, I like how these little vents are here. You'll see those pop open as we start it, and the massive screen that they have here. One of the things I took notice, and I've had several Porsches over the years, I do not like, and I wish Porsche would change it, is we're all used to having the start over here, but for reasons unbeknownst to me, I believe it goes back to kind of their racing heritage. They always put it on the left-hand side. So we'll get this bad boy started up here. There we go. So as it starts up, you can really see the huge screen that they have here. Massive screen. I love the touch on these buttons. If you can kind of zoom in there, Matt, on those buttons, they have a cool feel to them. All this is, turn that volume down there. I was listening to some music there. All touch buttons here, kind of touch sensitive. Gives you a little haptic feedback on those. But really cool screen. And you take notice up here. So you have your tack in the middle, kind of like a little race car. You have your different screens. You can scroll here. So right now it's on the Navi screen. Go to your different trip computers, vehicle information, tire pressure, G-forces, right? May need that here as we go on the test drive. And then over here, you can also change this. So you got a little bit of your speed, your cruise control. You mark the distance between the car in front of you. So customizable screens. I think it's kind of cool. You know what would be really awesome though, Porsche? If you made this kind of like the Range Rover, where you have this screen and it replicates it up here, and you can reconfigure. That's how my Cadillac CT6 is, by the way. You can move the dials around and reconfigure it hundreds of different ways. So here it is. Let's take it for a quick spin. Love the shifter, by the way. Just classy. I think the interior, everything is smooth. They did a really nice job on the inside of this vehicle. So again, this is the 4S. So let's figure out reverse. There we go. Go back down the driveway. And it's about 5:40, so my family's gonna be coming home here soon. We'll try not to back down and back into anybody as they may be coming up. So I'll tell you what, the car is smooth, incredibly quiet and smooth. As I mentioned earlier, I had a 2012 or 2013 Panamera, and it was a great vehicle. My wife personally loved it. That was one of her favorite vehicles. But I'll tell you, this one is completely different. And again, as far as the smoothness of the ride, I would say it's every bit as good as my Cadillac CT6. So we'll take it for a little spin here. Quiet inside. You'll hear a whole lot of exhaust note. I don't believe this one has the option, does not, where you can make the exhaust a little bit louder. For me, that's an important function of the vehicle. So we'll get on here a little bit. Quick car. Yeah, it's not the turbo, but it is a 4S. Certainly quick enough to get out of its own way. But I know you can't tell it from the camera point of view there, but the car, how about it, Matt? Incredibly smooth and quiet, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't figured out, I mean, literally I drove this car 5 miles, so I haven't really figured out all this other stuff, but it is touchscreen, so you go through your different choices here, and then you also have some touch points right here where you can change things. But look at that massive screen. Look at that. That is cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome navigation. Only complaints so far with the vehicle, steering wheel, in my opinion, is a little bit thinner than I would like it. I'm thinking a Porsche should have a little thicker steering wheel. Again, maybe the turbo has a little thicker wheel. Maybe it's an option. Don't know. But I would probably prefer to have just a little bit thicker of a steering wheel. Seats, incredibly comfortable. This one feels like it's probably got a 12-way adjustable, very aggressive lumbar. For those of you that watched Troy's video, the Raptor I bought, that was one of the comments I made. I love the aggressive lumbar. I mean, you put the lumbar out to its fullest position and you feel it. You know, some cars have lumbar and you don't even feel it. This one, clearly, you feel it, so I like the aggressive lumbar. But again, I'm blown away how quiet and smooth this car is. It's really compared to the old Panamera, which was a great car, but they have really made this car, I would say, equivalent to comparable to any luxury sedan that's out there. I do love the piano finish on the trim here. I would say my only drawback with that is I had a Range Rover a few years back that had a piano finish, and after about 2 weeks, you already started to notice like the scratches and swirls in it. Don't know if this one would be the same or not. So I commented on these vents. I think it's kind of cool how these vents open up when you start it. I like little gadgets like that, like cool little features for me to sell a vehicle. So coming up to the stop sign here.
And how big would you say that screen is? Is that 12 inches?
12 inches. I don't know. I have a measuring tool I could pull out and measure that quick, 12 inches, but I won't do that on the video. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It's a massive screen, so that's probably 6. That's probably like 10 maybe?
Yeah.
10-inch screen. Great color on it, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it just fits so flush to the dash. It's amazing.
Unlike Mercedes that puts that like little it looks like a Garmin unit on top of the dash, like half in the dash, half out. I don't know why they do that. Maybe they don't do it anymore. The last Mercedes I looked at was kind of cheesy that way. But again, I love the cleanness of the interior here. All the buttons. If you remember the old Panameras, it was like one of the things that the critics said they didn't like about it was all the different buttons. I happen to like all those buttons, but this is certainly, they went the complete opposite of the last one, which is a very clean look to the interior. And again, with the 4S, you're getting all-wheel drive. So great feature to have here in the Northeast where we get snow, unfortunately. You'll notice this 4S, I do not believe it has the package, but you get a clock up here. If you remember the old Panameras, and you probably get it with the Sport Chrono package where you get a little chronograph up there. And of course you have your shifter paddles here. Not sure how often you're going to use that with a Panamera. We're going to head out here. We'll get on it a little bit. Tell you what, definitely moves out. I'm going to guess it's probably got a 0 to 60 in it's got to be in the 5 range. You know, maybe low 5 range, somewhere around in there. compartments here. Quiet. Obviously, auto stop start feature, so it turned off, but you can hear how quiet it is. So 4 seats, great room back there. I have the seat extended almost all the way back. Not that I'm that tall, but I like to stretch my legs out fully when I'm driving. But good room back there, and again, they decreased the headroom from what I understand, just to give it a little bit more of a sleeker shape. But you can see the way those seats are positioned. Your tailbone kind of points down, so I suspect they made up for some of that headroom just because of your seating position in the rear. But
oh yeah, that's an aggressive recline there.
That's like a zero, one of those like zero gravity reclining chairs.
Yeah,
back there.
Yep.
But I will tell you, having only driven it 10 miles or so, I give Porsche a thumbs up for the new Panamera. This could be something I could definitely see sitting in my garage here very soon. Just because how smooth, quiet it is, it's got the cool shape. And look, let's face it, the shape of this vehicle, it's one of those shapes you either love or you hate. And I know the old Panameras got a lot of negative feedback, but I happen to like that shape. I think it was really cool. And for me, being the family guy, it's not practical to have that 2-seater, and I have a 2-seater at home now, but it's nice to have that sports car feel in a vehicle, but yet you can put the family in it as well. So my little one could be in that back seat. I think that's plenty of room for him. So doesn't sound bad. Transmission certainly shifts nice. I think it's an 8-speed, if I remember properly. We'll take it on the highway, go to my exit.
Or we like to call the parking lot around here.
Yeah. Anyway, construction everywhere. No shortage of construction jobs here, man. It seems like they're building roads and bridges everywhere. So let me mess around with some of this stuff, because again, I don't know what the heck all this does but drive. So assuming, so there you go, they get the vehicle, switches sport mode. Looks like it's changing the dampers. Sport Plus. So it's changing our shift points. And then you have mode, sport, individual. I think individual is where you can customize exactly what you want. So there you have your spoiler, chassis height. We're on low right now. We have a Mitsubishi behind us here. We'll see if this kid wants to go. Paddles on. What's that? No, he doesn't want to go. Look at this. 111. Smooth, right?
Sure was.
When I say 111, I mean 55. And it is incredibly smooth, 55 miles per hour. So I tell you, can't find really any complaints about this vehicle. I love the inside. Sportiness of it.
What kind of horsepower they have on this?
You know, good question, Matt. I'm going to say... you know what? I'm going to guess, and you know you're going to have everybody comment out there saying, Ryan, you don't know your stuff, but I'm going to guess and say something like close to 400. It's got to have close to 400,
yeah.
Right? If not 400, 420, because I think the turbo's around the 525 mark, somewhere around in there. But you know what? This is plenty of horsepower for a car like this, right? You're not going out sporting around racing cars, I guess, although I probably would. But, you know, I think it's plenty of horsepower for what you need on a daily basis. You can tell right now we're on sport mode, so the roads out this way, not good roads at all. For those of you that drive in Pennsylvania, you know. But I think for several years they're known for the worst roads in America. But you can tell definitely on sport mode, the bumps are a little bit more harsh give you that sport feel. The steering wheel definitely got tighter in the sport mode. Clearly you can feel a difference. You remember a lot of cars, and certainly the older cars, when they first came out, that feature, like, oh, you could shift it to sport, it would tighten it up, and you really couldn't even feel a difference. With today's cars, you can clearly feel a difference, and I would say definitely with this car, going into sport mode, it tightens up both from a suspension standpoint and the steering. Personally, I prefer probably normal for myself, just kind of cruising around. The car does have the lane keep assist, so you see it jerk the wheel every once in a while. Kind of an odd feature in today's cars. My Cadillac has it, and it's bizarre because you're not paying attention. All of a sudden, it like rips the wheel out of your hand. So I guess it's a good safety feature, but I think we're a few years away from that feature being really what it should be. So we'll look around here. Apps, I assume it has some of your standard apps like most of the cars have nowadays. Legal info. So if you need some legal advice, you hit this, and I'm kidding. It's just legal info about the car, I guess. Flight info, fuel prices. Let's see. I don't even know if they have this hooked up since we're just test driving it. Probably not. Weather. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. So it's picking up where we're at. That's correct. But what a beautiful screen, right?
Oh man, that's amazing.
Awesome.
I hope it can show up in the video because it is really amazing.
Yeah. Here was the assist I was talking about. Lane keep assist. Back to our apps. See what else is out there. So flight info, parking, Twitter, news. Let's see what's in the news. There you go. So gives you some more salt in school lunches. All right. Go back to the car mode here. Look at this. Vehicle displays, ambient lighting. So right now we're on cold white. See what some of our options are. Look at this. That's pretty cool. So imagine at night. That's pretty. Look at all the different colors.
Oh wow.
You can change on there. That's pretty awesome. Look at that door. It says door. Look, I guess you can change the brightnesses on all the different. Damn, that's awesome, right?
Oh, sure.
The customization of this.
Poppy red's my favorite color.
Poppy red.
Yeah.
There you go. Poppy red it is. Not that we can see it in the daytime.
No. Whatever poppy red is.
What else? It's a little warm in here. Adjust our air down. Great feel on the buttons. Man, I'll tell you. Just the way, yeah,
that texture on them is nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I don't know what you call that, like diamond cutting or something. They even have it up top here for your roof controls.
Oh yeah.
Dude, this is sweet. I love the way you can customize the interior colors. So again, I would say 2 thumbs up on the Panamera. For me personally, I would probably prefer the turbo. If I look to get one for my wife, I would do the 4 or 4S for her. It's something I wouldn't drive that much because it would be hers. But I would say if I got in it, I would want to have maybe at least the 4S. So I have something sporty to cruise around in. But 2 thumbs up. Porsche, awesome job on this vehicle. I like it. I can certainly see another Panamera in my garage. So that's the review of the Porsche Panamera. Thanks for your time. Check out my channel, subscribe. Would love to see a ton of subscribers. Subscribe to me out there. I will tell you, my motivation, and Matt's as well, is we're just auto enthusiasts and have enjoyed cars for many years. Matter of fact, him and I are gonna. We have a little treat for you. Before there was YouTube, back in the late '80s, I think it was 1989. Matt and I had Camaros, and we were a young 18 years old at the time, and we recorded. We actually did our own video of the vehicles, and Matt actually found them, and we're going to be converting those, and at some point editing them a little bit. We're going to upload them so you get a chance to see us when we were 18 years old and doing some burnouts in our Camaros. And I'll give you a spoiler alert. I only had a V6. Matt had a V8, and his clearly outperformed my V6. I think you're going to get a kick out of the video when you see us being young and foolish with our Camaros. So again, subscribe to us, and I have a treat. When we reach 5,000 subscribers, just 5,000, I'm going to pick a random subscriber. I'm going to fly them out to my area, and we're going to take a test drive in any of the vehicles that I have as a treat. And then as we gain different milestones, reach different milestones, I have other surprises as well. That's how enthusiastic we are about cars, and we just want to share that passion. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review of the Porsche Panamera, and look for next week. I think we should have something else on tap. Take care.
Comment below.